Hey everybody, it's Kevin. This is an update on KARR. This would be technically days 9, 10, and 11 working on them. I dropped the transmission, got that removed along with the drive shaft, all the fuel lines. I had to lower the rear end in order to get the gas tank out. I'm going to try to get a shot of where the tank was. See that black empty space? Yeah, that's where it was. I had watched a few videos about how to remove the gas tank, and nobody showed the actual lowering of the rear end. But in order to get the rear end lowered on this, you have to remove the sway bar links, which were located right here, right there, and they connect up into here, right here. Had to remove the shocks, and I removed the springs, the coils. So that part's done. Now what I want to do is I want to get the brake lines disconnected, and that part will be all taken care of, because the brake lines are the only things running clear down to the front now. I wish I could say that lowering the rear end was easy. As you can see, I removed the rear bumper, tail lights, wiring, and everything. So that much is done. Yeah, so removing the sway bar links. The first one was pretty simple. The second one I ended up having to cut, and I'll show you that. I ended up having to cut this sway bar link. This is on the passenger side because it just would not unthread from here. So as you can see, there's the coils and the shocks. That was kind of funny. I'm going to have to replace the shocks because I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to be able to do this without any resistance whatsoever. So yeah, I'm guessing that those are pretty foobar. I'm probably going to invest in some new coils. I'd like to get some stronger ones to give it a little bit more cushion, and I'm gonna invest the money into the shocks. Get the better quality shocks so I get a more comfortable ride. Another thing, it's not going to happen right off, but one of the things that I want to do is I want to remove the entire rear end, and I'm looking at sandblasting that, and hopefully it'll still be in real good shape. And then I want to repaint that. I'll paint that all black. I'm not sure about the hubs there. And in order to get the panhard bar off on this side, I ended up snapping the bolt, but I ended up having to spread that out some so that I could get it off because I couldn't get the bolt out. So I'm going to have to bend that back. Hopefully I didn't do too much damage there. Now, a question that I do have, and if anybody out there has an answer, I'd greatly appreciate it, is I believe this has 2 panhard bars, but I'm not sure. One of the bolts snapped off. This is the other cross member that I encountered. And I think it might be reusable. I think if I sandblast it and repaint it, I think it'll be alright. But one of the bolts that went into here ended up snapping off. So I'm going to have to drill that out and rethread it, and hopefully that'll work. But as of right now, that's what I've got accomplished. Like I said, his rear end's dropped, his transmission's right here. I'm not sure if sandblasting is an option for that or not, but I'm definitely going to try to get it cleaned up. Another question I have is that part right there, which I know is the transmission support. I'm wondering if it's supposed to be bent like this. I don't think it is. That doesn't look like it would be a design bend, but I could be wrong. If anybody could answer that question for me, I'd really appreciate it. Because as it stands right now, I'm looking at probably having to replace it. But that's a project for another time. So, again, this is a KARR Restoration days 9, 10, and 11 kind of all bunched into one update because it's kind of hard to run a camera and do all the stuff that I've been doing. So, and I don't have a camera person, so I'm kind of trying to do it all myself and then shoot footage afterwards. If anybody has any questions on how I did any of this, feel free to email me at bloodproductionsplus@hotmail.com, or you can leave a message on my Blood Productions Plus Facebook. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got for an update. Take a look in there. Well, I'll tell you, what a time I had getting the filler nozzle out of there. Not a user-friendly project, to say the least. Yeah, I gotta fix this part right here. I was stupid and put it in backwards, so I've got to unbolt that, turn it around. But I'm gonna end up pulling the steering column out of it eventually. Again, I should say. So yeah, as you can see, I've only got the brake lines left in it. And of course all the steering components are still there. The steering box and all that stuff there, which is eventually going to come out, but I want to keep it intact as long as I can because I never know when I'm going to have to move him. And it'd be a lot easier if I could steer him. So, well, that's the update for today. Today is Saturday, September 2nd, 2017. And again, like I said, if you have any questions, give me a shout.